In this video, I'm going to be showing you a direct comparison between an unripe watermelon and a ripe one, so you know exactly what to look for and the differences. So let's dig into the 4 ways to know if your watermelon is ripe or not. The first one is going to be observing the tendril that is the closest to your watermelon. In this unripe watermelon, the tendril is still green. That is an indication that it's not ready. The second way you can tell if a watermelon is ready to pick is by looking at the field spot. This is the spot where the watermelon makes direct contact with the ground and does not have any sun shining on it. You can see here on this watermelon that we are starting to get a nice creamy yellow field spot. So it's getting close, but it's not quite there yet. The third way you can tell if your watermelon is ripe or not is by the weight of the watermelon. Is it heavy? The more water that's in your watermelon, the juicier and sweeter it is, indicating the closer it is to being ripe. And the fourth way is actually by sound. You want to listen close. Just give your watermelon a couple taps or knocks. And if it sounds dense, it's not ready yet. And now I'm going to pass it off to future Megan to show you what this watermelon looks like when it's ripe. Hey gardeners, future Megan here, and I know you can easily tell because, well, I'm wearing a different shirt. It has been 12 days since I filmed the first part of this video, and I believe that we have a ripe watermelon on our hands. So let's go back through the 4 signs that you're looking for to see if your watermelon is ripe, and let's see if we can tell a difference between a watermelon from 12 days ago that was on its way to getting ripe to a watermelon that is now fully ripe. The first sign that we were looking for was to see what that tendril looked like that was closest to the watermelon. And it's looking pretty different, if I do say so myself. This tendril is now dry and brown and crispy. So that is an indication that your watermelon has stopped growing and stopped taking nutrients from the vine. Now, just because the tendril is brown does not mean go run out and harvest your watermelon that day. Give it a couple more days, ideally a week or so, because now you want those sugars to concentrate in your watermelon, making it even sweeter. So in my case here, it's been about 5 days since this tendril turned brown on me, and while I've been anxiously awaiting it and really wanting to pick it because it's my first watermelon of the season, I have exercised that patience muscle because I'm not taking any chances with my first watermelon of the season, and I know you probably don't want to either. The second sign was the field spot. So let's see if it looks any different now. So that field spot is still a nice creamy yellow. I think it looks pretty similar to how it looked 12 days ago, but that's okay because 12 days ago our watermelon was starting to become ripe anyway. It had stopped growing. You can see that it's still the same size that it was. It just should now be juicier and sweeter and fully ripe. And speaking of being juicy and sweet, one of the ways you can tell is by its water content. And water content equals weight. So the third sign we're looking for is it heavy? Watermelons are almost 97% water. Of course, it's in the name, watermelon. So it should be nice and heavy, indicating a juicy, sweet fruit. Now, while watermelons need a lot of water while they are growing, make sure you are not overwatering your watermelon right before harvest time. Once you notice that it has stopped the growth process and has moved into the ripening process, don't water as much for 2 reasons. One, you want to let those sugars concentrate and literally not be watered down. And the second reason, and perhaps the most tragic, is you don't want to split the rind of your melon. Once it's done growing, that water now has nowhere else to go. So if you overwater your vine, well, then you run the risk of splitting your fruit. Oftentimes, people think that split fruit means that it's ripe, and that's not the case. It just means that it could not handle the amount of water it was given. Now, moving on to our 4th way to see if your watermelon is ready or not is by sound. So let's give this another knock and tap and see if we hear any differences. What you're looking for here is a hollow sound. You don't want it to sound really dense. Now, a fifth bonus way to see if your watermelon is ripe or not is if the outer rind of your watermelon is starting to look dull and a little lackluster, because while it's giving all of its beauty to the fruit inside. So without further ado, let's harvest our watermelon. I feel like I can already taste it. I am so excited. Ta-da! And in case you're wondering, this variety of watermelon is a sugar baby. It's called this because they're so sweet and you're supposed to hold them like little babies. No, I'm just kidding. It's because they are a smaller size, which makes it perfect for the home gardener. And if you live in a climate with a shorter growing season, sugar babies are perfect for you because you actually have a chance of them getting ripe as opposed to the really big watermelons, which just take forever, and you may not have enough warm days in your growing season to achieve that. Every good harvesting video is not complete unless we actually eat our harvest. So I am going to cut this open and we're going to put it to the test. Did our 4 signs work? Is this watermelon actually ripe? And let's hope so, because it would be really embarrassing if it's not. So we're going to take this over to our cutting board and crack her open. And now for the moment of truth. Let's cut her open. You hear that rind cracking? Oh my God. Y'all, look at how pretty. Nice and red, there's no white left in it. If you cut open your watermelon and there is still some white inside or white and a little bit of pink, that lets you know that you picked your watermelon too early. Oh, and you guys, it smells so good. Okay, y'all, let's give this a taste. And I know what you're thinking. I do always keep a spoon in my back pocket for occasions such as this. I can't wait. Going in for the center because that is the best part. Mmm. Oh my gosh. That is so good. And there is something to be said about picking a watermelon right off the vine and it's still kind of field warm, hasn't been refrigerated yet. It's just perfect. It's like it really brings home that you actually grew this yourself. If you'd like to see a full growing video, including my best tips and tricks on growing watermelon, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that every watermelon you pick from your garden this year is wonderful and delicious. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like, share with a gardening buddy, and subscribe if you haven't already. It would help my channel tremendously. Thank you so much and happy gardening.